I'm hungry.
Stuffed quality, stuffed in a can! It's ANATOLIA stuffed vine leaves! The finest rice clusters, flavored with garlic and black pepper, wrapped in decadent grape leaves sure to melt in your mouth! ANATOLIA Fine Foods brings to you the perfect appurtenance to your boring old salad. Yum yum, give me some!
Here I am, once again in front of the camera. 253 episodes of this show, and I'm looking at something that up to now I didn't even know was a thing. You know, there comes a point where the mind starts to wander, and you think to yourself, how was every weird food like this discovered? What are the prerequisites to what mankind thought could be edible? I would bet anything, if you go back into the annals of time, if it could fit into a human mouth, or if it could be bitten and chewed, chances are that some poor schlep had to try it and decide, is this nutritious? Is this marketable? Just think of it, everyone. If it could be bitten and swallowed, someone tried to eat it. What are the top 10 food failure ideas, I wonder? Number 10. It's the first thing I'm thinking of. Chances are it's the first thing you're thinking of too. Feces. Every kind of feces you can think of. Cat, dog, elephant, goose. Goose feces are like the breakfast sausage of the feces world. I bet someone even tried to make gourmet feces, like from an endangered animal or something. It may sound like a shitty idea, but it's been done. Which brings me to number 9. Dirt. Every kind of dirt has been sampled by the human palate. From topsoil to beach sand, stupid people have found out the hard way that dirt has no taste, even when you mix it with water and make mud milkshakes out of it. Number 8 is a gimme. You know that this has happened. You've seen it happen in like movies and stuff like that. People have accidentally been eating poisonous mushrooms. Bah.
Oh yeah, DJ Clive! What's shaking on today's menu?
I'm eating ANATOLIA stuffed vine leaves. They're like grape leaves with rice in them.
That sounds delicious! Can I stay here and co-host this episode as your loyal sidekick?
Well, sure, Shake Master. That sounds like fun. I mean, I already had an idea for this episode, the top 10, but you pretty much derailed that. But no matter, it was a terrible idea anyway. This is a great plan, B.
You can say that I'm here to shake things up! Hey DJ, where's Squinkies today?
I don't know, I saw her earlier. It really looks like she was plotting something. Oh dear lord, there she is. What do you think you're doing, Swinkies?
Oh, come on, Squinkies! Who do you think you're fooling?
Knock it off, Swinkies, you're out of line. You don't have to dignify that with a response.
Oh, but I will! The Shake Master stands up against bullies! You leave Creaky out of this, you twitty twerp! Your quarrel is with me!
Don't worry about Squinky, Shake Master. Just ignore her and she'll go away. I say we get on with the episode, alright?
Yeah! We don't have time for negativity on this program!
You know, the more I think of an item like this, the more it represents human beings at the height of their gluttony. When you're eating a delicious spaghetti dinner, maybe you pile that spaghetti up really, really high and you just go for hours on end until it's all gone. What are you left with? A sloppy looking plate with sauce all over it. I mean, sauce and spice, maybe crumbs from the meatballs that were on there. Wouldn't you love to just make that go away by eating that too? Look at all the little spices, all the paprika still on that plate, and all the little smears of sauce, and maybe a little bit of meatball still on there. I bet it's got some decent flavor. If only I could just take this plate and just take a nice hearty bite out of it. Oh. And not let any of that food go to waste. So many different ways when you really think about it. Human beings eat their plating. I mean, an ice cream cone, a delicious wafer ice cream cone. It's just basically there as a means to an end. You just put the ice cream on top of it. It's meant to hold the thing. But when you're finished with it, what are you gonna do with it? You're gonna throw it in the trash and fill up the landfills? Hell no, inhale the thing! What is a taco? I mean, take away the shell, you're just eating a mound of meat and shredded cheese and lettuce and tomatoes. The taco, you're basically just scooping it up. You're using it as a tool, and then you eat the tool. Then you have Fun Dip. You know the little pixie stick that they give you? You shovel up the candy with it and you stick it in your mouth. Fun Dip is one thing I never really understood as a kid. I mean, yeah, I loved it like everybody else did, but I knew I was poisoning my body with that stuff. But that's besides the point. What do you do with that little implement at the end? You take a bite of it, you eat it, you feel like such a glutton doing that. Could you imagine eating a meal and then eating your fork and spoon at the end? One thing that looks absolutely delicious to me, but I've never ever tried because I fear of what I'm gonna feel like after I eat it. Soup in a bread bowl. It looks delicious, it smells delicious, the whole idea of it is delicious to me. But I watch other people eat it. They're eating a freaking bowl in front of my face. They look like animals. So this is the same idea as a sushi. What this amounts to is the most basic balls of rice, and the grape leaves are there to form a shell around it so they don't fall apart. I don't know why of all things grape leaves. I mean, it's easy to forget that grapes even have leaves. I mean, I remember those Fruit of the Loom guys, and that cluster of grapes always had leaves hanging all over him. Fruit of the Loom. I haven't thought about that in a while. Let's see, there was the apple. There were two sets of grapes, I think. One green and one purple. And I don't remember they had leaves. But there was that thing that hung out with them. What was that thing? It was just like a bushel of leaves. And when I think of leaves, I think of vegetables, not fruits. Could it be that I just solved the mystery right here and now? Was that man supposed to be a bushel of grape leaves? All right, I'm getting lost in the woods here. It's time to open up this sucker and see what dwells within.
Yeah, Pino, I know! Pino! You rock! Pino, you rock!
Oh, God, I don't want to eat this. Oh, I thought they were going to be dry. I don't know why I did, because they're in a can. Usually if it's in a can, it's somewhat moist. But these are so wet. I mean, I can see the little breaks like in between the leaves, but they're almost like morched into one solid mush. I can't eat this with my bare hands. I'm going to need a fork. It's a good thing I keep a spare in my ass. Yeah! It's the tines. That's the hard part. And the smell coming from this is hitting me in the face like a big green huff. It really smells like an amplified spinach smell. And I like spinach, but this might be a little bit of overload here. What really worries me is I got some kind of strange mystery fluid here in the corner. And yes, I know it's round, it doesn't have any corners, but let's not get into semantics here. I'm panicking. There's no such thing as logical panicking. Perhaps the ingredients will be my window. Rice, water, grape leaves, sunflower oil, onion, salt, dill, mint, black pepper, citric acid. Those ingredients, when said aloud all together, they sound like they shouldn't be that big a deal, so why do they look like this? I'm assuming this weird yellow fluid in the side of the can is some kind of garlic, because I'm remembering that garlic spam that I had, and that had equally disgusting muck all over it that looked similar to this. I really don't want to eat this. What is this gonna look? Oh, look, it came right out. I thought this thing was gonna be small, instead it's like the size of a damn cigar.
DJ, if you don't want to eat this item, perhaps you'd like to listen to a song instead.
Sure, why not?
I hear voices in my head, they talk to me, they understand, they talk to me. They talk to me. They tell me things that I will do, they show me things I'll do to you. They talk to me.
Never mind, I think I'll eat it.
Talk to me, talk to me. You got your rules and your religion all designed to keep you safe. But when rules are getting broken, you start why you're taking your anger towards Squeaky out on me. It's irrational. It's not DJ Clive. Take your leave, you Tweety twerp, and never return until the end of this episode.
You know, on the plus side, I have had it too easy on this show for too long. These last couple of episodes have been one long stretch, one long visit to the torture chamber. The last episode, I was on the rack, they finally let me off of there, and I walked to the other side of the room and went right into the Iron Maiden. And speaking of Iron Maiden, this show is a whole lot of wasted years. To let you in on a little behind the scenes stuff here, this is the only thing I've eaten all day. If I had eaten something today, chances are it would have came right up and spewed right out at you in 3D. I mean, when you're bulimic, it must be a real hassle to stick your finger down your throat. I mean, it's gotta be something you really have to get used to, and just that weird gag feeling when you're just vomiting and almost touching your tonsil. Maybe you are touching your tonsil, to have that puke come up and get all over your hands, and you must have to like really steel wool your hands to get that vomit smell out and from underneath the fingernails and all that. This is a wonderful alternative. You don't have to deal with any of that. Just stick one of these puppies in your mouth and just a funnel, like a geyser of vomit's gonna come out and it's probably gonna be green. I don't know why it tasted so bad. I read the ingredients to you. They were just basic stuff, right? It shouldn't have tasted this bad. Well, the reason for that is, and I hate to keep hammering this into the cold dead earth, but it's the texture of it. It's just you've got two separate things that just do not mix, they do not go together, two separate substances that are constantly going to be separate in your mouth. Despite the fact what it looks like one complete thing, it's always gonna be those two separate things. Let me dwell on the one thing that's on the inside first. Remember what I was saying about the first person to try to eat mud? Basically, that's what's going on the inside. It's supposed to be rice. Didn't taste like rice to me. It just tasted like a bunch of random pellets. Like tiny little flavorless, like I was inhaling dirt. And lots of little parts, like little pebbles that wouldn't fully crunch in my teeth. You just kind of had to choke them down. And then there was the thing on the outside. I mean, I don't know what the heck kind of substance this is. I mean, yeah, I guess it's some kind of vegetable, but I mean, a vegetable's always been a solid, right? That's what I've been taught. This is more like a difference between a solid and a liquid and a jello or some kind of plasma. The difference is just threading in between those four things like a thread. It is so nasty. It tastes like a nutty vegetable, almost like a kale or something like that. And the feeling in your mouth, it feels like you're giving Swamp Thing a BJ. So if I were to give this wonderful item a star rating,
If you wish, DJ Clive, I will sample this item for you and help you make a star rating about it.
what a great idea, Shake Master. I mean, I'm pretty sure grapes are no good for dogs, but I don't know what the verdict is on grape leaves. Maybe I can give you some of the sludge in the center? Oh no, she's back!
Hey, DJ. Hey, Steak Master. It's me, Squinkies. And look at me. I've got a voice now. What a novel concept.
You tried to mock me and you failed on all accounts.
I can tell you're all offended. What's the matter? You tired of being a weak little puss? So now you're pretending to be a tough guy, huh? You think you're a superhero?
I am a real superhero.
Your whole life is a sham, Creaky. I feel like you created this inflated persona because deep down, you hate yourself. Well, you should. There's a lot there to hate.
Silence, peon! I choose not to converse with you any longer! For your opinion doesn't matter in the grand design of the universe! You barely register a speck in my consciousness! I've had fleas smarter than you!
You better watch your mouth.
Tweety twerp!
Fuck you!
Guys, this is starting to get real ugly! Jeez, I guess I'm just gonna have to come up with my own star rating, I guess. Well, normally with items like these that make me dry heave in front of you, they get 0-star ratings all the time, but I'm starting to feel a little bit benevolent with this item. I can see, like, if you read really hard between the lines, there is a little bit of utility with this item, and I would believe that if you warmed it up in the microwave or something like that, it would soften it up, and all these smells that seem to be locked away inside it would be heaving out a little bit, maybe giving off a little pleasant aroma. You know, it wouldn't be so compact all in one place. So, because of that, I'm gonna give it 1/2 a star. I'm too nice for my own good. My original perception about what this was and what this was supposed to be is completely wrong. Couldn't be any more out the ballpark because I thought these leaves were just here to provide a service, to hold in that delicious rice. I thought the rice was going to be what was giving off the flavor. And yeah, I know rice isn't really flavorful. It's not known for being flavorful, but you have all these other ingredients in there. Sunflower oil, you got black pepper, garlic is in there as well. I thought that all those ingredients together would give a nice little flavored rice, and the thing on the outside would just be there, you know, as a means to an end. But no, it wasn't about that. It wasn't about the rice at all. The rice is completely meaningless. What matters is these damn leaves. If you don't like the leaves, you're not gonna like this. I just thought I was going into this episode eating an alternate form of sushi, that the leaves were just there to carry the taste within. But no, I didn't realize that the grape leaves were the dominant taste, that this was another virgin experience, and I would be trying grape leaves here for the first time. These things that I thought were gonna be flavorless ended up being so powerful, they bastardized my mouth, destroyed the taste within, and tainted my life. Like a bomb, complete with the after effects of radiation poisoning. So this is your good buddy DJ Clive.
And I am Shakemaster!
Anything to add, Squinkies? What a sad sack. Saying until next time, I'll see you in Limbo. I can't keep vomiting like this. Viewers, what's the worst that can happen to me? I mean, what happens when you burn off all your cilia with acid? Let me know. Comment section down below. Move along, Shake Master.